it's no secret. It's plain to see. And I love you.
Bring you through as well.
But you know what? It brings me back to a conversation that we had earlier about a lot of times we see people that are homeless, or we see people that are in distress, that are going through challenging situations in their homes or their family. Maybe they're homeless, maybe they're struggling financially, and the church used to be a place that you can go to and get the things that you need. A lot of people have charitable organizations that donate food and stuff like that, but in our local communities, sometimes we go to these venues and we're looking for that extension of compassion or that extension of help. And I've seen people in a situation where if you are someone of prestige, if you are someone of title, oh, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. But then if you come in and you don't look like the person of prestige, or you don't look like it's something that I can get back from you,
Right.
then there's no donation of extending that, because we prejudge
Right.
what we see. And sometimes that causes us to withhold what we should actually be giving away.
And I think there's a lot of, Jesus very explicitly said, what you do to the least of them, you've done unto me. And for us to, I think it's really a shame that we can treat preachers like superstars, but the person that just walks in the door off the street, we want to sit them in the back in the corner, not offer them any assistance. Why can't they have a spot in the front?
Now, why are you going to start stepping on feet? Oh, so early. I mean, really try to make somebody upset with you. That's what I'm going to say. Are you good? Because first of all, you're going to say preachers. So you're going to try to tell me that a preacher ain't at the bottom of the totem pole.
Well,
There ain't some preachers that ain't struggling. There are some preachers.
There are.
Okay,
There are.
so
Witness.
okay, okay. So the problem I have with that compassion is needed, whether you're in the pulpit, whether you're on the pews, but it's also more needed outside of the house.
Outside of the house, exactly.
Because if I'm lost and you in the house, then you should be trying to show your compassion to help me come in the house.
Exactly.
Keep the raindrops from falling on my head. You know what I mean? Give me some shelter. Give me some help, or extend some help to me in my needs. And I think if we as human beings, you talk about how Christ extended himself, and there's a scripture that expresses how he saw and looked on the people, and he saw their distress, he saw their weakness, he saw their hurt, he saw that pain. There are times we look at each other, openly can see you're hurting.
Yeah.
You're hurting. But then this is what happens.
That's all it is. Oh,
And
you know what else happens? Girl, let me tell you. So-and-so is going through this and going through that. We're quick to talk about somebody else's situation, but what are we doing to help their situation? If anything, if it's within our power to help somebody and to do something for them, we should be doing it. We shouldn't be withholding any sort of resources or whatever we can offer them. We shouldn't be withholding that, because it's our responsibility. And we're obligated to help those who are in need of help.
So, okay, now here we go. Are you saying that our responsibility only lies in the church?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay. So as human beings, as people that need people, we should have that extension of help, willingness to support, willingness to give opportunity to make somebody's life, day, or situation better.
Exactly.
Now, that takes me back to the compassion. Have the church lost the compassion, or have they become blind to the compassion? What is compassion? what is it that we're seeking from the church in the sense of compassion? So it comes through the words, it comes through the music, it comes through the finances, it comes through the emotions of heart, it comes in so many categories that, we can't just single it on one thing that, okay, they didn't give me some money, so they don't love me.
Right.
They didn't give me some food, so they didn't love me. Now, I'm saying this in the sense of the controversial side, because there's some people that have totally closed their hearts and totally closed their doors because of a treatment that took place with them or someone in their family. Because I've had people say, I didn't like the way they treated my aunt, so I'm not going back to that church. But you got to realize that, maybe that person that did the mistreatment is in need themselves. So if you saw it, you recognized it, that's where people that need people, because I'm the type of heart, you don't have to like me, you don't have to agree with me, but you're gonna hear the truth. And that's the hardest thing for us as people to deal with, facing the truth. Facing the truth. What is facing the truth? Facing the presence of who the Almighty is.
Absolutely.
And realizing that the truth is based on His word, not our opinions, not our thoughts of how we think it should be or what we think it should be. A lot of times it's like, okay, everybody have an opinion. They come up, they used to say a dime a dozen. Mm-hmm. I think it's less than a dime now, but.
About 2 cents.
Okay, because there's so many opinions on what we should do and how we should do it and when we should do it and if we should do it. At the end of the day, what matters is that we love one another, that we help one another, that we support one another, that we're there for one another. And don't pick and choose who's worthy of that help.
And that's, I think, one of the biggest issues that we have. And that goes back to how we prejudge people. We see people who don't look like us, who don't look a certain way, who don't fit a certain criteria, and they automatically get cast aside, automatically get cast out, automatically get put in this category of, I'm not going to talk to them, I'm not going to help them, I'm not even going to speak to them, smile at them, and anything. Just because of how they look, how they act, how they talk, how they walk.
How they fix their hair.
How they fix their hair.
Oh my goodness, because they be going in about the hair, sis. Woo-hoo-hoo. I'll be like, just give the woman a chance. And now it's even the men.
Yeah.
It's too long, it's too short, it's too wide, it's too square. We're people, and everybody have a style. Everybody have a style. I might not like your style, but I like you. You might not like my style, but I hope you like me. But if you don't, get over it.
And
because I ain't going nowhere.
And I think we have a tendency as people to kind of put other people in a box because we look a certain way and we're used to things being a certain way. So it causes us to have an expectation of people to be that same way. We, at the end of the day, we could be very prideful. And even in our pride causes us to desire other people to be exactly like us. And that in and of itself creates a problem because we don't celebrate each other's uniqueness. We don't celebrate each other's individuality and really don't appreciate God is an infinite being.
Yeah.
He is an infinite being. So if He created each and every one of us, then each and every one of us are going to have an infinite number of ways that we're put together, an infinite number of intricacies about us and all of our different ways about us. Our hair is different, our eyes are different, the way we act and speak, it's all different because He is infinite. He didn't want to create carbon copies.
Imagine how boring that would have been.
That would have been so boring. He even would have got bored with that. Yeah,
man, I agree.
So it's He created us with all of these different individual characters. So that He can show how diverse He is as a being, how infinite He is as a being. If He created this whole earth and this whole world, this whole universe, and all that's within it. It's all a reflection of who he is. And if he is infinite, then the way this universe is put together, the way we're put together, and the differences between us is going to be infinite. And we have to learn to appreciate and celebrate that in each other.
You better go ahead and talk about that, Mr. Jackson. That was all right. I agree with that, because uniqueness, that specialness that gives us each our signature of our personality or our character, like you said. I think that is the ultimate thing to understand, that if we celebrate the uniqueness in us all, that we can then embrace.
Yes.
Because guess what? If I cut you, you're going to bleed. If you
Same
cut
color
me,
blood.
I'm going to bleed. and if you do something to reject who I am, it's going to hurt my heart. Because we all want to be loved. We all want to be accepted. We all want to be appreciated. Even if we don't speak it, we have an expectancy
Right.
to be appreciated
Exactly.
for who we are. So when we look, and the church, I just want to emphasize, the church is not the building.
No, it's not.
It is us.
It's us.
It's us. So when we talk about, have the church lost its compassion? Have you lost your compassion? Have I lost my compassion? Is the listening audience lost their compassion? The fact is, we have a responsibility to be there for each other in whatever capacity our uniqueness allows us to be there. Because that uniqueness is what takes us from level to level, from realm to realm. And when the Almighty God sees that, he is so blessed by the unity.
Yes.
That's the strength.
Yes.
That's the power. And that puts a smile on his face. Now, who wouldn't want to make God smile?
Hello.
Who wouldn't want? So I'm like, what? I think I'll send you a Lamborghini. What? You
Well,
making me
it's got
so.
to be an Audi for me. He already knows that.
Oh,
It's
he
gotta be
wants
an
an Audi. He wants a. Well, you know what? Whatever he blesses us with, it's all right.
About appreciating.
It is about appreciating
appreciating.
and not taking anything for granted,
Right.
not taking each other for granted.
Right, and I think we do that a lot too.
Yeah.
Take each other for granted. I think we just have these outrageous expectations of people.
Right.
And we really have to learn to. Jesus was an expert at meeting people exactly
Where they were.
are.
Yes.
He didn't have this expectation like, when I come to meet you, when he saw the woman at the well, he knew that woman wasn't perfect.
Yes.
He knew she wasn't perfect. Before, he didn't have an expectation of her being perfect when he went to meet her.
But why we think we got to be perfect then?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, me too.
I think maybe we spend too much time, instead of letting God be God, we spend too much time trying to be him. He asked us to be like him, but he didn't say you can be me.
All I can say is,
We're created in his image and his likeness.
Mr.
But
Jackson.
an image and a likeness is not the original.
Mr. Jackson, you making people step on their own
Step on
toes.
toes.
Step on them
Step on
toes.
toes.
But that's an awesome thing you just said.
So if we
Take a pen note on that.
So perhaps if we get back to appreciating God for who he is, we can get back to appreciating each other for who we are.
Because weren't we created in his image?
created in his
So if I'm mugly,
Not mugly.
if I'm showing up mugly,
Not mugly.
you looking at God.
And at the
And
end
if
of
I'm
the day,
gorgeous, you
you're
still looking at God.
And that's how we have to see it.
Wow.
That's how we have to see it. It doesn't
Wow.
matter, what their face looks like. It doesn't matter what their proclivities might be or whatever the case is. Every time you're looking in the face of another human being, you are looking at God.
God. So we got to embrace the compassion. We got to come back to the compassion. We got to come back in the realness.
Yeah.
Not for show, not for notoriety, not because somebody going to say, oh, look what you did for me, and look what she, for real, for real.
Yeah.
Have compassion for one another, that love, that unconditional love, that no matter how it smell, how it feel, just genuine love.
Genuine love.
I'm telling you, it ain't nothing no better in the world that I have to tell you in real truth, in the last 8 years of my life, and each year progressively going to a place of experiencing love in a way that I never imagined that I would experience it. Because like you said, the expectation of what we look for is so much more beyond our comprehension or understanding. And I'm grateful. I'm appreciative. It's been awesome sharing this time and this segment with Facing the Truth.
Yeah.
Facing the Truth. And now we're gonna like take a little break, and ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. Two.
It's no secret. It's plain to see. I love you.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to The Chosen One. I'm so glad to be here with you today to share this time and space with our first participant, The Chosen One. Ladies and gentlemen, Majori. I'm so honored that I was given the opportunity to actually be exposed to your gift. And I was just like, wow. I'm so glad, Mr. Jackson, you know.
So my sister was the one that actually introduced us, and when we were talking about how we were going to do The Chosen One and who we were going to have, I said, oh my gosh, Lady BJ, you have to hear Majori. You have to hear her. She is phenomenal. And at the time, I only had a very short clip of her from the open mic. I had a very short clip, and I was like, you got to hear this clip, though. You got to hear it. And played the clip for her, and it stopped, like, right as you were getting, like, real high in your upper range. And she was like, wait, that's it? There ain't no more.
I was like, where's the rest of the song?
I was like, don't worry, she's going to be the feature at the next open mic. And I was like, we're going to surprise her and everything. So.
Well, we love that. That's the point of The Chosen One, the essence of surprise. You know, you don't know, you just get up there, you do what you do, whatever your gift and your talent is, and then we surprise you and let you know that you have been chosen. You are the chosen one. So again, welcome. And we're so honored. And we're going to do a little bit more dialogue with this young lady. But first, we're going to let her do what she do best. And she's going to sing for you guys and play her guitar. Ladies and gentlemen.
Majori.
Birds sat on my window, and they told me I don't need to worry. Summer came like cinnamon, so sweet. Little girls double dutch on the concrete. Lady, sometimes you've been afraid, but it's alright. The more they seem to change, the more they stay the same. Ooh, don't you hesitate, girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your hair down. Sci-fi and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. Ooh, you're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. Blue as the sky, somber and lonely, sipping tea at a bar by the roadside. Just relax, don't you let those other boys fool you. Gotta love that afro hairdo. Maybe sometimes You're on your own, but it's alright. The more they seem to change, ooh, the more they stay the same. Ooh, don't you think it's strange? Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sci-fi and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. Ooh, you're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. Was more that I could take. Pity for pity's sake. Some nights keep me awake. I thought that I was stronger. When are you gonna realize that you don't even have to try any longer? Do what you want to. Girl, put your records on. Oh, baby, you go ahead, let your head down. Sci-fi and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. Ooh, you're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yes. Wow. That is so smooth and sweet. I appreciate that so much. And now you have another one for us? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Go ahead now.
What's the name of this one?
So this song is an original. It's called Changing. Basically, it's just to explain like where I was at a certain point in time and how I kind of reflected on what I used to be and how much strength I've gotten from like the people around me and how it kind of influenced me to keep trying and be more determined than usual. So this is the song I created.
You faced your truth.
Yeah. Yes, awesome.
So this is Changing.
Changing.
Guess I'm starting from the clear. I can feel I'm changing. Been heartbroken, but I'm here. I can feel the damage fading. I've been scared, I've been lost, but I can stand tall. Through the sweat and tears, thinking that there's nowhere I could turn. Took me long enough to see what I was worth. I can still put up a fight. I can make it through the battle. I can see a better day. It's my heart that I will follow. I know I can't let what people say get me down. I know who I am. I'm not afraid to shout. I am changing. I am changing. I am changing. I am changing. Need to put my my past behind me. Need to build on what I am right now. 'Cause I know I'm on a journey, and I don't plan on stopping for you now. I know it's been quite some time. I believed in myself. Here I am again. I stand before you. I am changing. I am changing. I am changing, yeah. Ooh, I am changing.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
I
We're
love that
so,
song.
yes,
It's so personal,
it is.
and it's
We're changing.
oh.
We're changing. Even as we sit here, we're changing.
Yes.
And that's what's so awesome. Thank you for sharing that original piece with us.
No problem.
And you got something else special for us?
I do. So this doesn't require the guitar, but
Oh, Lordy. Here she comes. Her baby.
it was my baby.
Her baby. Oh, okay.
Make a little room for this.
Don't worry about that.
All right. So this is just gonna be just gonna let loose.
Please do. Please let loose. Give it all to us. We're waiting.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel.
Yes, girl.
Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Oh, and I'm feeling good.
Yes.
Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. Rivers are running free, you know how I feel. Blossoms in the tree, oh, you know how I feel. It's a bold world in this old world, and this old world for me. Oh, and I'm feeling good. Stars, when you shine, you know how I feel. Center of the prom, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me. Oh, and I'm feeling, I'm feeling good.
Yes.
Lady.
Didn't we tell you she was good?
Yes. Phenomenal. Oh my goodness.
You make me jealous.
Absolutely. I am so happy
Wow.
that you came and shared that talent with us. My first question to you is, what inspires you in your music, in your writing? Where does it come from?
I feel like it comes from daily life and the fact that like since I lived through a lot, I'm able to kind of like backtrack, and whatever comes from there is what I produce.
And
That's
you
basically
produce it well.
Yeah, thank you.
You do.
I try.
Also, I want to know about this here pretty purple baby. This is a gorgeous piece of instrument. Is it a she or he?
It's a she.
What is I just want to know because, there's another artist that was purple, but it was not a she.
You're right.
So, what is her name?
Her name is Royal.
Royal.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
It's just Royal.
Okay. So how did she get that name?
Well, my name, Majori, I kind of, in third grade, we had to do this project on our name and what it means. We had like a few questions trickling down from there. So I kind of like teamed up with my aunt, and she tried to research it, and she got, it means royal pearl in Swahili, apparently. Yet, truth be told, it's like a sushi bar in California, and it really is. I searched it up when I was like in high school, but we got royal pearl, and I've been stuck with that
That's
meaning.
her name.
It's the only meaning I know. Yeah.
Okay. And so I'm going to let Mr. Jackson ask you a question, but I have to ask you one more question before you come. You said the name Majori. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us what that means? Where did that name come from? Because it's so unique, and it's so suitable to you.
Yeah.
It's actually the reason as to why I was picked. My mom and dad were watching this movie called The Air Up There. It was about this Caucasian guy that goes to Africa to teach them basketball. And in the movie, there was a street name named Majori, like spelled differently. And they was like, yeah, let's name our daughter that. And that's what they came up with.
Wow. I remember that movie, actually.
I watched it once. So this is weird.
It was a really cool movie. Mr. Jackson, you have something you want to ask?
So, basic question, where are you from?
I'm from Elmont. Elmont, Nassau County.
Okay, all right.
Long Island in the house.
In the house.
So, we recently just, you were just featured at an open mic.
Yeah.
How did you feel doing that?
Well, I was excited, and as usual, I get nervous like right there and then before I go on. But I was more excited and like really happy to have that opportunity because of the fact that hadn't things happened before then, I wouldn't be there. So I was excited and grateful and really, really happy that I was moving along in my business career, my music career.
And that's it. Yeah.
Well, I was very impressed that night because I heard you do things with your voice that I was like, she did not
That was
just do
literally
that.
her face, though. It was literally
She did
her
not
face.
just do that. I'm like, musically, you was just doing some movement with your. I'm like, you did some stuff tonight, but that night you went in. Sister girl, you went in. I was like, I looked at Mr. Jackson. I'm like, she's the chosen one. She's the
I
chosen
said,
one.
see, I told you. I tried to tell you.
Absolutely. That's right, honey. Embrace yourself.
That's right.
Embrace yourself.
But I have to say, I am so excited for you because I feel like there's just so much opportunity coming for you. There's like
Yes.
doors just gonna fly open for you. And and you know what I think really is gonna unlock those doors and keep them coming open for you is your humility.
Yes.
When we first met you,
Yes.
you just have such a sweet, humble spirit about you.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's so refreshing, I have to
Yes.
say. It's very refreshing.
No
You meet a lot
deeper
of
in
people.
this, girl.
You know, I think the Lord keeps my voice at a certain level because He knew if I could do anything like that, I'd be really big-headed and
Mr.
just
Jackson,
arrogant
Mr.
about
Jackson.
it. Like, let me show you what I can do. But because I can't do that, I'm not like that.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine Mr. Jackson being big-headed?
I don't know.
You know, it probably wouldn't happen in reality.
Oh my
But
gosh. That is so
It's kind of funny that you say that because like I had a few thoughts when I was like growing up about like what I would be like without music, or if I didn't have the people to tell me the certain things that I was told when I was little. When I was little, I kind of like I always wanted to be something in music, so I was always humming, singing in the bathroom, using the bathroom,
all of that.
and now it's kind of like it's just this world I live in. But when I was little, I was always told like, oh, that's a plan B. You gotta pick plan A. So I was just like,
Now, how many of us can relate with that? Music is not solid enough.
so it's like I kind of grew up thinking like I had to prove myself to people, and like growing up, I kind of just like, all right, so I'm done with that, and then I kind of just like I agreed with the people that told me that I had to do a plan A and plan B. But my plan A is still something I really like. Still art. It's art and music. So I kind of wanted to combine the two.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I still live in the world that I was in when I was little.
But you know what I find so unique, or amazing rather, is that people that are non-musical or don't have that musical passion really can't relate.
Yeah.
That it's a call inside of you.
That's what it feels
That it pulls at you and it tugs at you. And no matter where you go, that music is going to bring
It's
you right back
always.
because it is that passion. And you didn't put it there.
Right.
You were created with it there.
Exactly.
So it's like no matter where you go or how far you go, that music has its way of just pulling you right back in. And especially when you're talented, you know, like Mr. Jackson said, it's going to make room for you. It's going to make opportunity. And you just have to answer the call.
Yeah. Like
There's no
something
other
you
way.
said, like that you can't imagine what your life would be without music.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's your passion and
Yeah.
your calling. If you just can't imagine your life without it.
I
Yeah.
would be one bland individual.
Well, you know, I've experienced in the past sitting in front of a computer and just working in front of a computer. And I mean, it was really torturous because my heart, my soul, my spirit, and I would sit there, I dreaded getting up to go sit
going
in
to
front of
work.
that computer
And do nothing.
and literally, and I would put my headphones in and just be sitting there bopping and listening. And then the supervisor said, "Could you turn that music off?" And I'm like, "Lamb," you know. So
That's part of my
exactly, this
Part
is
of my
what
life.
Get
Like, you
me
don't
through
understand I need
to
this.
do what I'm doing. You want your job done, right? But you know, I would wait till she would leave, and then I'd stick it on the side that she couldn't see. But music has that power.
Yeah.
You know, people say it's universal language, but it has that power, especially for the artists. You know, so we thank you.
Thank you for living out your truth in your music.
Yeah.
And we can feel it. You can feel it, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chosen one.
Majori.
Yeah.
It's no secret. It's plain to see. I love you.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We are so excited to bring you our next special feature. She will be featured on a future Chosen One episode. And she's a lovely lady. She's a spoken word artist, and she is going to do one of her pieces for us. So please help us to welcome Miss Yvette. So Yvette, what are you going to do for us?
So this piece is called To the People.
All right.
So I will begin. Dear Black people, if you knew you were able, would you put down the remote and turn off the cable? Because watching TV never brought forth prosperity, but maybe I'm just speaking for me. And dear Black people, you must find a way to elevate your mind. You brag about grinding, but you stay broke all the time. You equate wealth and riches to bag, shoes, and fashion designs. This mentality will cause you to fail every time. And dear Black girl, if you knew you were brilliant and beautiful, would you hate your natural curls and envy lighter, whiter girls? Don't you know Black is beautiful in God's eyes? And most women imitate us with their fake big lips and their filled out thighs. And dear Black man, the one society seems to least understand. You want to provide, but prison cells are filling and mass incarceration is on the rise. For you, 2017 feels like the era of Jim Crow, 'cause you still get followed by cops everywhere you go. So dear Black man and dear Black people, my beautiful people, can we please come together as one? Our strength would be crazy, and finally this Black magic would shine like the sun. I swear, Black people, when we get it together, we'll surpass everyone. Thank you.
Miss Yvette. Yes.
You know, spoken
Snap,
word, you
snap
gotta
for the
snap, snap,
poetry.
snap.
Yes. How long have you been writing?
I've been writing since probably my freshman year of college is what kind of got me going. I didn't know I had a gift until I got in front of people and could actually bring forth what I wrote and bring it to life in a way that resonated with people.
Well, it came across beautifully.
It did. That was awesome. Empowering. It's very
Well, we're
good.
going to have some more of Yvette on, as Mr. Jackson said, upcoming chosen segments. So stay tuned. Don't go far. Tell your friends and your loved ones
Tell 'em
that
all.
Chosen One is here, and we're here to stay with more great stuff like Yvette and Majori. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, Mr. Jackson, give him that love.
Hey,
gotta
thank
give
you,
him that
thank you, thank
love.
you.
Come on back. We'll be waiting just for you. Have a great day.